Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome back, I should say. The Creator CTO. I am your creator today, JL Garofalo, your creator and your CTO. All right, welcome in. Just getting this all set up. All right, today we're continuing what we started earlier in the week. We're taking repetitive content creation tasks and we are smashing them into AI skills that we can reuse and save ourselves time. The problem we are trying to solve, or the issue, the pain point, is that every creator has these tasks that they have to repeat week after week after week, video after video after video, right? The writing titles, writing descriptions, getting clips from a video or a stream, creating the social posts around it. And the naive way to use AI in this process is to prompt it the same way every time, right? Copy and paste, have a prompt, put in the video with whatever the video idea is, and then get your results back. Today, we're going to turn one of these repeated tasks, these repetitive tasks, and we're gonna create a reusable AI skill, which lets us not have to give it all that info every time. Basically, we can just say, "Hey, do this thing that we need you to do, and here's the novel information that you need to be able to do that. Use the stuff that you already know that I already taught you and do it." And so you don't have to like train Claude every time or train ChatGPT or whatever bot you are using, because they're just interchangeable. You got to keep that in mind too. You're training, you don't have to train this assistant every time. We're going to package that knowledge, that insight, that know-how into a skill that lets the bot utilize that skill easily. Now, if you were watching earlier in the week when we started doing this, we went through and listed a bunch of different possible use cases that we could create a skill for. This in and of itself is a valuable skill in the AI age, right? Like knowing where to actually apply these skills, where to build them so that you actually use it. Because you can create these things all day, but if you're not using them, if they're not actually saving you time, then it's just you're just playing around, you're exploring. So today, last week we started with earlier this week we started with the use case of finding clips from a transcript. I took a live stream that I did that morning. We got the transcript from it. We gave it to Claude, and we said, make a skill where you can find the best clips out of this, which normally requires a manual, like a human person named Manuel, who has to go in there and watch the entire video, the live stream, and go and edit it and clip out those moments, find the moments, and then clip them out and make new videos out of it. We don't have Claude doing all that yet. Manuel still has his job for now, but this we're gonna build up to that. We're gonna keep building these skills out and modeling this workflow so that we can just go from boom to boom to boom to boom, right? One idea, boom, we already went live with it. We already published it. It's already out there and clipped and everything. So in less than 30 minutes, we're going to create one today that's for setting up a live stream. Do these live streams multiple times per week on this channel, Creator CTO, which is a new YouTube channel, by the way. Definitely recommend subscribing to it. I'll be putting more content out around AI and building products for your audience, building a business out of your audience, like giving them products. And so we do live streams all the time, but also my channel, Front Yard Fantasy, Simon and I do a live stream about fantasy football every single morning, every single day. And so this task it takes up a lot of time. You got to sit there and think about what the title is going to be. You got to think about, okay, what's the show going to be? What are we going to actually do on the show? What are we going to talk about? And then from there, you got to be like, okay, well, how are we going to package this on the YouTube? How are we going to put this in what title are we going to give it that's going to make people be like, all right, that's interesting. I'll go in there. What description are we going to write out for it? Same with this channel, Creator CTO. I still have to do all that stuff for this as well, even though it's a new channel, but it takes up a lot of time, and that's creative energy. It's where we're making this, similar decisions. And so when you're thinking about this, like which of these different types of what are good AI use cases to try to replace with AI, you want to look for things that you do frequently enough to matter, right? Because you want to, every time you go to actually do this thing, you're going to get the gains if you create it and outsource it with AI. It's got to be annoying enough that you'll actually use it. If it's not a real problem, you'll probably forget to use it. It's got to be low risk enough that you can actually experiment with an AI solution, because AI is so early on. There aren't these like ubiquitous package solutions to everything. Everybody's trying to figure stuff out, and there a lot of like the meta strategy is still being formulated. It's still TBD right now. So uh, I just was talking to a moving business owner earlier this week about AI, and they kept saying, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start applying this. And then immediately, like, the first idea that came to their mind was like, oh, what about like a call waiting type of thing? They get calls on the weekend that they can't answer. Well, how it would be sweet if we had an AI bot that was like, hey, we can schedule you for this time or whatever. And they were also telling me how some of their customers were coming to them because their competitors are using AI poorly and they don't like it. So they're using customer facing AI and poorly, and it's causing them to lose customers, this other moving company. And so these business owners who I was talking to were a little bit hesitant, like, where do we even apply AI? And so you really want to find these tight use cases. For content creators, a lot of our content creation process is ripe for replacing here with AI skill. But I'm going to make a video that goes deeper into that, like identifying your most valuable use cases to attack with AI. We're not going to go too deep into that this time, but we are applying that lesson right now. And we did earlier in the week with the clip finder skill that we built out. So why don't I pull up Claude here? And if you have questions on AI, if you got questions on product stuff that you're building, if you want feedback on your product, or you're not sure what to do next or what to ask, hit me up. Throw your questions in the chat. Hit me up on the social medias. I'm around and available to help. And I really love talking to other creators, other builders out there. It gets super lonely when you're working by yourself. So it's really nice to talk to other people who are also doing this stuff. And like I said, there's no like set way to do this stuff. All of us are making it up as we go. So it's cool to talk to other people who are doing that. We got fan credit in the chat. So this is great insight. I'm an engineer and don't use skills enough. Dude, me neither. If you'll see today, I don't have like a ton in there. Most of the ones I've used are prepackaged ones, or ones that, I've been playing around with that other people have open sourced. But I think there's a huge benefit to starting to attack your own workflow and build out these skills that are specific to you, that encapsulate your taste, not some rando taste on GitHub or whatever. And so I'm starting to do that now, and I highly recommend you do it as well. I think that's where we'll start to see a bunch of compounding value. All right, so we got Claude pulled up here. Now, if you have Claude, then Claude has a skill builder thing. What you call it? I don't know what you call it. It's like you go to customize and you go to create new skills, and it's got a bunch of your skills in here. I hope you can see that. So yeah. So we created this clip finder one earlier in the week. Find high quality clippable moments in long form video or live stream transcripts. And the idea here was that, I didn't want to have to keep prompting it that. I have these live streams. I can get the transcripts from them. I didn't want to have to keep asking it that. And so now when I go into Claude, I can just say, hey, /clip finder, attach the transcript file. And I don't really got to say much else. If I want to, but I don't got to. And that's pretty nice. That saves, maybe a few seconds here or there. That probably saves me a minute or two every time I need to do this action. And Simon and I go live every single day. Well, every single business day, weekday. So it's 5 live streams per week. That's not including the ones I'm doing on this channel on my own, which are going to create more. Right now, I can't get these clips out because the overhead, it takes too much time. It's like, I got to be able to get some of these clips out, because that's how you get your content in front of other like new people, especially for live streams. It's like the best growth strategy is to clip your long form content into short form content. But editing that stuff down, identifying it, that takes a lot of time. So the identification step we handled with this clip finder. It goes and finds you those high value moments, and then from there, I can go in and figure out the editing piece of it, right? Where I can go pull those out. But just that first part of it, which parts of this should I clip? That question pops up
every single time I have a live stream. So now we got the skill to do it. We're going to create another one here that's for setting up a live stream. This takes time, and honestly, it stops me from doing live streams sometimes because I have like I'm building my own business. I'm working on my own, and so I don't have all the time in the world to set up a live stream. And if I do decide to do that, like spend the time to set up the live stream, plan out what I'm going to do, set up all the stuff on the services and the YouTubes and all that, then I'm making a trade-off decision there, right? I'm deciding not to spend that time working on the products I'm building, or not spending that time working on some other part of my business so that I can work on this. And so we want to cut this piece down, because since I do it so frequently, if I can cut those decisions down, then it's going to free up that cognitive load, which I need desperately. As I need that creative energy. I can't be wasting it on dumb stuff like YouTube descriptions. So Claude has this like skill writer thing, write skills, instructions, upload a skill, create with Claude. I feel like this is brand new. This item, I have no idea what this does. Write skill instructions, skill name, description, instructions, summarize my recent work in 3 sections, wins, blockers, next steps. So this is like a little wizard to help you do it. Generate weekly status reports. I don't really know the difference. I guess that's just like a form that lets you do it, that lets you create it from scratch here. We're going to use Claude because Claude has a skill that helps create other skills. Use the skill, create a skill. And we're not going to do this roundabout thing. We're just going to go and tell it. The name of this is set up live stream. What it do? And so for each of these skill, whenever you're creating a skill, you want to think about breaking it down into a few different pieces. The first piece is, what is the input? Second piece is, what is the output? Like what contextual info does the AI agent need to perform the task? Output would be like, what should the AI produce when the task is invoked? Quality is the third one, which is, not like that. Quality, which is, how will we know if the output is good enough? I guess that's good enough. How will we know that the output produced is good enough? And the fourth, what was the fourth? Oh no, I can't remember what the fourth one was. All right, we'll just go with 3 then. So quality, how will we know if the output produced is good enough? And then we could also probably include examples or constraints, I think was the last one. So like, this is what are the rules that it needs to follow in the task? What rules does the AI need to follow in completing the task? And so these are the 4 things you probably should think of whenever you're defining a skill. You can kind of break a task down into this and create some sort of framework just to give it the right info. So input for our setup live stream task, we have to know the channel or brand, right? Because that's going to be relevant to how it writes, the tone it writes in, what info it includes on there. It's like the context frame for the topic the thing is on, whatever the live stream is actually about. So we could say like primary topic, and this can be rough, but this would be like, for this, it's turning repeated content tasks into AI skills. Fan credit in the chat said, how do we use skills to get Sadiq off the Jets? Great question. That is a fantastic question. That pick pissed me off yesterday. Why? I know this is not a football live stream, but just give me 1 second. Why? Why, Jets? You have Mason Taylor. Your second, you got him in the second round last year from LSU, and he had a great freshman season. Like his rookie year wasn't bad. He flashed. He wasn't insanely incredible. He got hurt a little bit, but come on, bro. Why are you just gonna ruin Sadiq's time and Mason Taylor's time? What are the Jets doing? Why do the Jets always do this? Fix it, Jets. All right, back to tech. Back to tech off the Jets. All right, so we want to give it a primary topic, which is this, like turning repeatable turning repeatable content tasks into AI skills. Nailed it. We need to know the channel, the brand, which is kind of, I mean, we could even say is optional, maybe, to match the tone. To match the tone constraints set per brand. You know, I'm just thinking I do live streams for Front Yard Fantasy, just like I just illustrated, which is fantasy football, not tech. I do live streams for tech, not fantasy football. The two probably have different tones, different each of those brands and channels has their own voice. So we don't want those bleeding over, or we don't want like the skill to not understand that. We want the skill to be able to work that nuance into its output, because the output quality is going to be dependent on that. How will we know it's good enough? It similar to examples provided, I think is one of them. What else here? I didn't even get to output. Should have done that first. Output, what should the AI produce as when the task is invoked? It should produce a YouTube title, YouTube description, and a thumbnail concept. All right, so what should the AI produce when the task is invoked? A YouTube title, a YouTube description, and a thumbnail concept. How we know if the output produced is good enough? We'll have the human user approve it, essentially. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this when you're designing a skill or designing any sort of AI system, where you should think about like which parts of it need to be managed by a human, which parts of it can be managed by a bot. There's a bunch of different use cases where a completely bot managed solution makes a lot of sense for whatever problem you're trying to solve. There's another world where a human augmented workflow, human augmented with bot workflow makes more sense for that. In this case, we can hope that it's going to produce the perfect YouTube title and perfect YouTube description and thumbnail concept on the first go, but I'm being realistic here. I think it's unlikely that the bot is going to be able to match exactly what's in your head for each idea. So what we want to do with this skill, similar to the clip finder skill, is add a little bit of back and forth, add a little bit of questions from the bot to the user to figure out what exactly they want so that they can get to the final output. The human user approves the final packaging. Thumbnail concept, a final, and let's put in final here just so that it gets the idea. A final. Constraints. What does AI need to follow in completing the task? Come on, brother. Come on, brother. What are you doing? Why won't you let me go enter? Oh, we're in. All right. What rules does the AI need to follow in completing the task? Should follow general YouTube packaging guidelines for titles and descriptions. Right? We don't want really long titles. For titles, we could say something like e.g. less than 50 characters. And descriptions, no emojis. Freaking bots love these emojis for some reason. What rules is it? Yeah, and needs to ask user for clarification before producing output. All right, this is rough. We actually gave this thing more info than we probably need to. We can kind of give it this rough info and have it work with us. That's the benefit of using the skill creator skill. If you were using that form that we were just looking at, where it's like create a skill here, you might not. You probably have to put all this stuff in like this because it's just going to take. It's going to copy the skill, the document, the text that you put in there, and it's going to put that in the skill. We're going to have the bot take our intent here, and we're going to break it down in a specific way, like how skills are typically structured. And we're going to fill in the content of that structure with a little bit more ambiguous information and let the bot connect the dots for us, because that's going to give us like the 80-20. It's going to get us close to what we want to get way quicker than we would probably get there ourselves. Is there any other info that we're missing here we think the bot might need? Either an input, output, quality, or constraints that should be on there. That is a good chat. If you got anything, let me know. Because otherwise we're going to ship this and we're going to let Claude cook. What actual info does? Yeah. So I'm thinking this. If I just say, okay, I want to make a live stream about turning repeatable content creation tasks into AI skills, I should just be able to give it that premise. So primary topic or premise. And if we really wanted it to, I'm doing this live, so I'm probably not going about it as detailed as I would if I was sitting down really trying to fully create the best skill here. I'm creating the initial skill that's going to get us there, and then we're going to iterate on it over time as we see it's useful or not. But another really valuable section to include in here to just increase the consistency of quality and the output that you're going to get from your skill is to give it examples. Give it specific examples of like all the way from the inputs. Here are the inputs. Here's what I would want as the output. That is a huge advantage. A huge lever in terms of changing the quality of the output of the skill. I'm not going to do that because I didn't write one out, and I'm not going to spend our precious time together going and collecting my title and description examples from before. But that could be a future video if you're interested in that. Or I could share the skill after I add in some more examples and think through it. For instance, I know for titles, I have a document somewhere where I have like high performing title templates, like different template structures to use for good hooks on YouTube. I don't know where exactly that document is, but I know it's just like a list of like 10 different templates. This is a perfect spot to put that into, because then you could say, hey, bot, use those templates and draw from those templates instead of from your infinite knowledge. Draw from those templates, which I've decided are quality templates. For me, the content creator who's using the skill, go use those and draw on those, but fill in with the rough premise or topic that I'm creating a live stream about. And so that's a way in which we will almost certainly tweak this skill once we create it. Let's go ahead and make this, and we'll see what it comes up with first. Take that one out. Where you can change the model in here if you want to use a stupider model. I don't know why you would. If you're cost conscious, maybe. But for making a skill, I feel like, wouldn't you want to use the smartest one? Wouldn't you want to use the Einstein out of the group? This is like most of the meta work, I would imagine, like most of the work where you're thinking about or trying to improve your own work could take advantage from the Einstein models. That's the official term. Before I draft the skill, I need a few things to make it actually good. The spec is clear in structure, but to match your style, I need ground truth. This is the examples. Similar to examples provided, but none are in the chat yet. Can you paste or attach 2 to 3 past live stream packages you consider strong? Even one example helps a lot. Clarifying question, and 2, clarifying questions the skill should ask. You want the skill to ask for clarification before producing output. Do you have a preferred list, or should I infer? My guess at what matters: target audience, vibe, chill versus hype, casual, stream length, type. Yeah, any hooks, guests. I think guests is a big one. Whenever you have guests on live streams, which we used to have guests every single day on our live stream, you want to promote them, right? Someone's coming on giving you their time. You want to, and your audience is meeting this person or interfacing with this person. You want to be able to give them a quick way to go get more of that person. And here's a taster of this person. Would you like more? Link in the description. And so that's something you got to copy and paste every time. It's super annoying. It's not that hard. It's just annoying. It's annoying to do when your brain's moving a million miles a minute. Any hooks, guess specific moments to emphasize. I think this is it's a good one. Like any additional context you really want to you want me to focus on, and whether the thumbnail should feature a face, text, product, etc. I like those. I don't think target audience or vibe probably needs to get specified every time, but could be answered by this third thing: channel brand handling. When channel brand is supplied, it is a free form string like my cozy gaming channel, or their defined brand profiles you'd want stored in the skill. Another great question. So in a tool that I've built out for myself that uses skills and stuff, I'm passing it my brand strategy. It's kind of like a document that describes my brand in one go, and so that you don't have to keep passing it that every time. I think this is the direction we probably want to go with this type of skill, where you're typically, if you're a content creator, you have channel like specific brands or channels you're building. It's not like you're willy-nilly just firing shit off. So I think being able to put that into a document that isn't changing a ton and that you don't have to reference every time is going to be useful. We'll likely build that into this. We'll tell it that. And then should it be short written description, a structured breakdown, foreground, background, text, or an actual image prompt for an image generator? Oh, this is for the thumbnail, not the description. Should it be a short written description or a structure? I think all three of those could be, or I'm sorry, just two: a structured breakdown. Yeah, I mean, I think all three of those would be useful. The thumbnail is one of the more tedious parts of it. You usually have to have like a thumbnail template system or something, which I don't have for this channel, and it's been painful. So, and it's harder to get the bots to do that consistently. Like generate high performing thumbnail is a harder problem to solve. The image models are kind of just getting to the point where they're good enough. There's been a lot of talk about the OpenAI image model over the past week in the AI world, and so it's something I'm planning on digging into. I would love to be able to have a skill where it right along with this process that we're building, just be like, okay, from this skill that we're making right now, this live stream setup skill, if I could have it create the thumbnail concept and then pass that to another agent to go make the thumbnail, and the thumbnail was actually fire. Oh my God, we're talking about hours. We're talking about hours every day or every week at least. Okay, so let's it wants examples, so it's going to make me do this. Let's just do this. I'm going to pull up, I know what I'll do. I'll share this. Ding, 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 ding. Where was I? Where is it? Where are you? Show yourself. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. What's that? Oh, I see why. All right. So Front Yard Fantasy YouTube. Let's take this for example. We'll just rip from here. Okay, we'll go to a popular live, old one. Some of these mock drafts. Sure. 2022, baby. And we can rip from one of these. See, what I'd probably do is take something like this and go pass it to ChatGPT. And I'd be like, all right, make a fire YouTube description for this. But we'll just pass this to Claude. We'll let Claude do this work. I don't like that title. It's so bad. I don't want to give it bad titles. mock draft PPR. Best players to draft Superflex mock. That's a good one. All right, let's go with that. So we'll take that. Claude examples. Like I said, we're just going to do this as a way to give it something to start with. But if I'm doing this for real, I want to take this. I want to take both of these and I'm going to go ahead and like put them through a filter where, oh God, it's just going to be plain text, man. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Help me out, bro. No, okay. All right. That's better. That is better. Examples. This is really weird formatting. I would want to do a filter step earlier than this and just be like, or past these, I'd go and find the best videos that I liked, and maybe not even from my channel, but from, and even like other high performing channels on YouTube. And I'd try to go generate high quality examples, not ones that I'm guessing on, like I'm guessing on right here, but like ones that I'm sure of. So just keep that in mind. That's the difference of like me doing this live versus if I was doing this just on my own. So the first thing it asks, examples. We gave it examples. Here you go. One example. You get one. 2, clarifying questions. And we'll say, that's fine, dude. Oh, no. Oh, how do I get out of this? Oh, no. Oh, we're out. All right, cool. And then number 2, it said those questions are good. What's the other thing? It's the target audience vibe show. Those questions are good. The clarification questions should come from any gaps that the agent has that haven't been answered by the previously provided context or established brand guidelines. So we don't want to just asking questions every time. We want it asking questions if it doesn't know. Should come the clarification should come from gaps. Yeah, that's fine. And again, we're working with this bot to make this skill, so it's not going to be like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna make it all polished for us. When channel brand is supplied, is it a free-form string? 3. I think brand profiles. Brand profiles is the ultimate place where we want to land. Brand profiles. God, brand profiles is ultimately the path, but it is optional, but it's optional. That way it doesn't require some brand document. Should it be written, the thumbnail concept? Let's do all 3. All right, buddy. Get to work. Get back to work. Oh, shoot. You guys can't see that. Thought I switched back. I didn't. All right. So this is what I gave it. Examples, title and description. Those questions are good. Clarification questions should come from any gaps the agent haven't been answered by previously provided context or established brand guidelines. And then brand profiles is ultimately a path, but it's optional. All 3 are useful. Oh, I just thought of a good question that it should ask. Oh, as part of the clarification questions, the agent should provide up to 3 options for the title and present them to the user. That's a good one. So what I'm doing there is I'm adding like a little refinement loop into this workflow where we can go back and forth with the bot to refine it. If we don't like the first thing that it comes up with, it's ideas aren't always good. title length. Your example is 65 characters, but you wrote less than 50 as a constraint. I'll default that to 60 to 70. Yeah, I think I got that from like Mr. Beast's thing. He says 50 or something. Since your example is clearly front yard fantasy, I'll include the FYF brand. Okay, that works. And we're going to give it. Can I give it this? No. I think you can give it this on the when you're not chatting with it, where you can like queue up a thing, a question. All right, so right in the brand profile template. And so we could give it, it's going to create a FYF brand profile, but we can create a CTO one a little later. But that would make it easier then. Any channel or brand that you have that's specific, you can separate those into that and have it start to generate the stuff that's specific to your context that you're trying to do. Fancred said, Fancred reposted the stream. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. And thanks for hopping in here. Everybody who's hopping in, spending some time learning about some AI, working with me. If you want to learn more about AI stuff, hit me up. If you got questions, throw them in the chat. I'm here to answer them. We're making a skill right now to make content creation a little bit easier. Was set up a live stream based off of the brand. Where'd it go? Okay, it's good. That gives me enough to draft. Got that FY profile drafted. Now skills drafted, workflow, required inputs, output, constraints, references, brand profile template for new brands, references, brand profile suite. It's got the example one in there. Key decisions that I made. It set it to the title limit to less than 70 characters. I think that's fine. All three formats, love that. And then clarifying questions only for actual guests. So the premise of brand already answers something. The skill skips those. And no emojis in the descriptions. Baked up. Next step. How do you want to proceed? Test it with a sample prompt. Revise the skill first. Looks good. Package it. Let's test it. Oh, I forgot I never queued this one up. Yeah, actually, let's give it this. Let's give it this, have it refine that, and then we'll have it test it. All right. It's updated. Now running tests. Test prompt. I picked the one with deliver gas exercise clarification logic. Help me set up a live stream. We're doing a Dynasty rookie mock draft with Mike from Dynasty League Football. FYF brand. Claude read skills, references, simulated skill response. FYF profile loaded. I have the premise, guest, brand voice, title. It's got all it needs. That's a skill clarifying question, gap batch, tappable, gap focused. Hot. Answer those and I'll show you the full generated output. All right, so how many team roster settings? Oh, see, look at this. It's asking some sweet clarification questions. It's 12 teams super flex, 12 team standard, one quarterback, 10 team super flex, other Scott Fishbowl, who knows? Let's go with a super flex 12 team. Hook angle for the title, best rookies draft, sleeper surprises, full rookie tier rankings. Let me rate it. Sleepers and surprises, best rookies to draft. I don't like any of those. Let's go best rookies to draft. Thumbnail feature a face, JL plus guest headshots, all three hosts plus guests, no faces, just players and logos. Surprise me. Okay, generated some options here for us. For the titles, I'm using 2026 as the current year, focusing on best rookies to draft. So you can actually open up its reasoning here if you want to see more about how it's thinking. It's especially useful if you're tweaking the quality of the skill. You want to see like maybe where it went wrong if it comes up with something weird. Title, pick one, 3 options. Best rookies to draft, Dynasty Superflex mock, Fantasy Football 2026. Curiosity, stakes angle, top 2026 rookies every Dynasty manager must draft. It's a good one. Option 3, format forward, compact, 2026 Dynasty Rookie Superflex mock draft. Best fantasy picks. It's pretty good. All right, here's the description. All the details. You don't have to write this out. You don't have to copy and paste the template. Already got the guy in there. Doesn't really have the socials super well. I think this is from my copy paste. Copying and pasting from YouTube did not translate. So I'd have to go and tweak that. That's fine. And then it includes like the old, footers and stuff. Thumbnail concept. JL, Joey, and Simon on the left, Mike on the right. Focus draft war room expressions with bold yellow rookie mock. That's a lot. This is a little bit hard to get to, like, to read all this text and then be like imagine this all together. But it does paint a little bit of a picture for you. Foreground, us cluster on the left with draft sheets in hand. Mike from DLF on the right. Which Mike are they talking about? All 4 with sharp competitive expressions. Background, dark field, green gradient, faded silhouettes of 2 or 3 at the top. Interesting. Okay, that's not bad. Rookie mock. And then image gen prompt. This is where we'll get huge wins, because once we work on the image gen skill, that will eventually make this will be plug and play, which will be clutch. Skill assume PPR scoring for brand profile. That asking, that's probably, yeah. So it kind of, yeah, no, this looks great. So in normal skill, I'm going to, after the stream, go through and iterate on this as I use it, tell it to tweak the actual prompts and the actual skill document and everything as I figure out what pieces of it are useful and what pieces of it don't work. But I want to show you a way that you can go from 0 to 1 with these latest live streams, with doing this, like trying to find repeatable content creation tasks to create AI skills for. The whole purpose of that is just to get you to go from 0 to 1. Find one place where you can maybe start saving some time, saving some energy. Boom, made the whole skill for us. You don't even have to write it. You don't have to do anything. You just have to save. Saved. Boom. That's it. Right there. Set up live stream. It's that easy. Look, here's the skill that I wrote. Load brand, read workflow, read inputs, load brand profile, identify gaps, ask clarifying questions. It's great. Sweet. YouTube description, no emojis. Love to see that. And so you can go through here and tweak this. And I'm going to go through and give it some more examples. I'm going to go find those high converting titles and prompts in there, and then I'll throw them in and see if that helps with the quality of the output. But otherwise, we got a decent starting spot for this setup live stream skill. All right, chat. My silent beautiful chat. That's going to do it for the live stream today. I'll be back again on Monday. Thank you for joining in. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out the Creator CTO YouTube channel. It's a new YouTube channel I'm making where I'm putting all this tech and AI stuff, helping you use AI in your own life, in your own business, in your own creator stuff, creations. So check it out. Throw me a like or subscribe if you enjoyed this, and let me know what you like, what you don't like about it. All right, chat. Happy Friday. Enjoy the NFL draft. Jets, don't mess it up anymore. If you like fantasy football, be live at 3 on Front Yard Fantasy. See you there. Bye-bye.